And I agree. What if I told you that one of the most dangerous beings in the universe, someone whose ambition stretches across galaxies, wasn't just a villain of raw power and might, but a creature driven by an endless hunger for something far more insidious than control? The one being who could topple the entire Justice League and countless worlds with nothing but his sheer willpower. I'm talking about Darkseid, the new god, the cosmic tyrant of Apocalypse. Darkseid is a villain that operates on an entirely different level, and there's a reason why he is considered one of the greatest antagonists in comic history. His plans stretch far beyond petty power struggles. No, Darkseid's grand design is the conquest of the entire universe. Not for glory, not for riches, but for one singular reason: the anti-life equation. To understand the true motivations behind Darkseid, we first need to examine his origins. Born as Uxis on the fiery, harsh planet of Apocalypse, Darkseid was not always the towering god we know today. He was a petty, power-hungry prince, overshadowed by his own father, Yuga-Khan, a ruler who commanded respect across the cosmos. But Uxis had other plans. From a young age, he felt the sting of being lesser, of being unworthy of his father's throne. As a result, his thirst for power grew insatiable. He betrayed his own family, murdering his mother and his brother in a bid to seize the throne. When his father was imprisoned, Uxas ascended to the position of ruler, renaming himself Darkseid, marking his transformation into the monster he would become. But that transformation wasn't just physical, it was mental and emotional. Darkseid was no longer just a tyrant ruling a hellish world. He became the embodiment of nihilism. His entire existence, his reign, his conquests, all served one ultimate purpose: to unlock the anti-life equation, the one tool that could give him control over all sentient beings in the universe. Darkseid's quest for the anti-life equation is driven by the belief that all life is suffering. He seeks to extinguish free will, to eliminate the pain of existence by forcing everyone to live under his iron rule. It's not just about power for him, it's about ending the cosmic struggle, about removing the inherent chaos of life. In his eyes, the universe would be better off if everything simply bowed to his will. This idea of ultimate control and conquest is deeply rooted in his character. It's not just that Darkseid wants to rule, he wants to break the universe's very will. His unyielding pursuit of the anti-life equation is his obsession, and he has been known to stop at nothing to find it. But how does he plan to do this? And what makes him so dangerous? While Darkseid's power is immense, it's not just his raw strength or his vast army that makes him such a formidable villain. No, Darkseid's greatest weapon is his mind. He's a master manipulator capable of bending entire worlds to his will. His power is not limited to physical dominance. He can reshape the very fabric of reality with the Omega effect. The Omega beams, those iconic red energy blasts, are not just deadly rays of destruction. They represent the unstoppable force of his will. They can disintegrate, teleport, or even resurrect his enemies in a twisted form. When Darkseid locks his sights on a target, the Omega beams ensure that no one escapes his grasp. Whether it's a battle with Superman, or manipulating a group of heroes into acting on his behalf, Darkseid's true strength lies in his ability to manipulate events from behind the scenes. He doesn't just want to fight for control, he wants to control the fight before it even begins. Darkseid's approach to villainy is one of cold, calculated inevitability. Unlike other villains who are driven by ego or personal vendettas, Darkseid operates from a position of inevitability. He believes in his cause so thoroughly that he sees any resistance as futile. It's this mindset that makes him so terrifying. He's not just a conqueror, he's a force of nature, an inevitability that can't be outrun. His understanding of fate, time, and the universe gives him a vision of the world that few can truly comprehend. So, how does Darkseid stack up against the greatest heroes in the DC universe? The Justice League, led by Superman and Batman, may be powerful, but they are merely players in a cosmic game of chess when Darkseid is involved. Every time the League faces Darkseid, they're not just fighting to stop a world-ending threat. They're fighting to protect their very will to live. Darkseid isn't interested in mere destruction. He's after their minds, their hearts, and their spirits. Take the famous battle between Darkseid and the Justice League, a perfect example of how Darkseid fights. He doesn't just throw his forces at them in a brute force attack. Instead, he sets traps, manipulates the battlefield, and breaks his enemies down psychologically. His overwhelming strength is a given, but his ability to get inside his opponent's heads, to twist them into making mistakes, that's what makes him so deadly. And let's not forget the way he manipulates even his own family, his own son Kalibak and his devoted general Darkseid, into doing his bidding. He views everyone around him as tools for his greater purpose. Their suffering means nothing. Their loyalty means nothing. Only his will is absolute. Darkseid doesn't just want to defeat his enemies, he wants to break them. Every villain has a goal, but Darkseid's goal transcends the physical realm. It's about rewriting existence itself. He is not just a tyrant who wants to rule. He is a nihilist who wants to erase the very concept of freedom and individuality from the universe. This cold, godlike mentality is what sets Darkseid apart from villains like Lex Luthor or Brainiac. It's not just about personal gain or technological superiority. It's about altering the fabric of reality itself. In a way, Darkseid's villainy is tied directly to his cosmic philosophy. He believes the universe is doomed to chaos unless he rules over it with an iron fist, and nothing will stand in his way to achieve that. Now we must ask, is Darkseid purely evil, or is he a tragic figure? It's easy to view him as just a villain, a mindless conqueror driven by a lust for power. But if we look deeper into his character, we can see that Darkseid is a tragic figure in his own right. Darkseid's fixation on the anti-life equation stems from a deep sense of emptiness. Despite ruling over Apocalypse, despite the endless armies at his disposal, Darkseid is fundamentally dissatisfied. He's constantly searching for something to fill the void inside him, something that will grant him peace, but he can never find it. His entire existence is defined by this relentless search for control, for dominion over life itself. In many ways, Darkseid's greatest enemy is not the Justice League, it's the unrelenting emptiness within him. No matter how much he conquers, no matter how many planets he controls, it's never enough. This emptiness drives him, yes, but it also keeps him trapped in a cycle of destruction and despair. At the heart of Darkseid's quest lies the anti-life equation, the ultimate tool that will allow him to control every sentient being in the universe. To him, this equation represents the final solution to his eternal dissatisfaction, but the tragic irony of Darkseid's quest is that even if he were to achieve this goal, he would still be left with the same emptiness. The anti-life equation would grant him control over every living being, but it would never fill the void in his heart. In his pursuit of the anti-life equation, Darkseid has become a prisoner of his own desires. He's not just seeking to dominate the universe, he's seeking to control his own fate. But the truth is, no matter how much he tries to control the universe, he will never be able to control his own inner torment. Darkseid's character offers us a deep, complex lesson in villainy. He shows us that the pursuit of power, when driven by an insatiable need for control, can lead to a kind of self-destruction. His thirst for the anti-life equation is a manifestation of a deeper emptiness, an emptiness that no amount of conquest will ever satisfy.